Today, we've got a review of Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception and exclusive gameplay from WWE 12.
Plus a huge Gears of War 3 giveaway, and we'll go on location for a Saints Row the Third red carpet event. X-Play starts right now.
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the show that thrives on road rage. I'm Adam Sessler.
And I'm Morgan Webb. Today, Epictober continues with more exclusives and a Gears of War Epic giveaway.
One viewer will win a huge Gears prize pack, which comes with a retro Lancer ready for stabbing. Then we're going to go on location to the Saints Row the Third red carpet party. Watch actors pretend they know something about video games.
Good times. Plus, we've got an exclusive look at WWE 12 with new gameplay of Sheamus in action. And later, we're going to go on location again for a studio tour of Zynga and find out what all that Farmville money bought. That money that probably came from your mom.
But first, it's time for a game that has a lot to live up to.
Uncharted 2 was X-Play's 2009 Game of the Year. It was such a no-brainer. Our deliberations lasted 4 minutes, and 3 of them were spent making fun of Adam's shorts.
And wore shorts that day. Anyway.
Why did you wear shorts that day?
I couldn't find my pants. So that means, the bar has been raised to, a very high level.
Yes.
So, can Uncharted 3 deliver? Find out in our review. How do you follow universal acclaim? Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception takes the difficult route of trying to top its predecessor. The result is a game that has little equal in its writing and production design, but never manages to get out from under the shadow of Uncharted 2.
Well now, that's ironic.
2 years after the last adventure, Nathan Drake, Sully, Chloe, and this British guy they all seem to know from somewhere get caught up in a quest that finally delves into the origins of that ring Drake's been wearing since we met him in the first game. The ring is one of many clues that may lead to a lost Arabian city enticingly called the Atlantis of the Sands by T.E. Lawrence.
See, before Lawrence became Lawrence of Arabia, great film, he was an archaeologist.
Uncharted 3 plays out in a familiar fashion, with its pitch-perfectly paced selection of precarious climbing sections, puzzles, and combat. Climbing sequences are heavy with expectations of what's to be found on top. Combat sections are tailored to the environment they occur in.
You get off on all this, don't you?
Combat is more dynamic in this one, thanks to an improved melee system that gives you more options when it comes to fighting off flanking enemies. It further enhances the series' already celebrated action movie-style kineticism. Our favorite new addition? Pulling an enemy's grenade pin. A new animation system uses context sensitivity to create small touches in character behavior. While it succeeds much of the time, it can also create an impression of instability, and occasionally the animation system seems to seize up and not know what to do. After the fluidity of Uncharted 2, it's a bit jarring. While the set-piece action sequences are dramatic and exciting, they feel somewhat obligatory and never match their equivalents in Uncharted 2. The burning chateau, the rooftop chases, they all feel like retreads of what we played before. The game has a hard time coming up with anything new.
I'm losing the plot here.
The one section that really stands out as something special is the cruise ship sequence, which actually does accomplish the task of outdoing any of the highlights of Uncharted 2. Competitive and cooperative multiplayer make a return, with competitive faring far better. The look and nature of the game offers a nice distinction from typical shooters, as does the level design and basic gameplay. The shooting, however, does not deliver an exact experience, which is key to a compelling and long-lasting multiplayer. Its appeal will be mostly as an alternative to the war-based shooters that dominate the market. The co-op is less successful. It tries to take on narrative side stories by cutting out the storytelling of the campaign and throwing you into uninspired combat sequences. The joyless scenarios all play out in the same manner, with 4 to 5 segments pitting you against bullet sponge enemies with limited AI. Uncharted 3's technical prowess never ceases to amaze, but the beating heart that made it more than mere novelty is only intermittently present. While its predecessor was near perfection, Drake's Deception is merely great. And in this particular franchise, that counts as a disappointment.
Well, that could have gone better.
Uncharted 3 gets a 4 out of 5.
No, so you actually did this review.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a good game.
Good game.
This is a good game. But, let's just be honest. Uncharted 2 cast a very large shadow. We gave it Game of the Year everybody gave it Game of the Year. It was like a seminal moment in
It
what
won
video games could be.
So many different awards
Yeah.
from so many different outlets, and it won a ton of awards from the developers themselves.
I think the thing is that they already had kind of the chip stacked against them. How do you go over the top? Do you have to change the format completely? No, they didn't. So it does follow it a lot, and I think it draws comparisons that it almost really can never overcome.
But the game itself is not glitchy. There's no issues that way.
No, there's some funky things sometimes with Drake's animations, but once again, this game has that production values and that
Right.
design and that flow. And really, like one of the things where it improves is the camera angles and the swooping shots. It does have that sense of drama. It just doesn't seem to have the heart right underneath it.
And we do get satisfied. There's some beautiful water tech. We saw a lot of that
Yes.
in the demos, the E3 demo, for example.
But the sand tech that was hyped before we saw this incredible water section that's in the game really never manifests. Yes, there is a desert. Yes, Drake is in it. But some way that the fan was really playing into the gameplay, other than moving slowly and sometimes blinding you when a storm rises up, it once again didn't bring that level of drama that the conclusion of this game really needed.
Well, okay, so Uncharted 2 also started with that crazy set piece on the train, and we were expecting also crazy set pieces. And here we saw the one on the boat in the E3 demo.
There's about a 3-hour section of game that is, I think, better than stuff that you can find in Uncharted 2. That element of game could have been removed from Uncharted 3, and you would have never known from the story. Everything else, it's a lot like what you did in Uncharted 2, and it doesn't seem to have that level of excitement, I think, because you've done it before.
Now, so we should talk a little bit about the story, because the story was the best, in my opinion, probably the best thing, one of the best things about Uncharted 2. Now, is the story up to par?
The story is good. The story actually has potential to be the best story of the 3 games out there. It deals with stuff that I'm personally fascinated with. The fact that, Queen Elizabeth had a secret service, and Sir Francis Drake, a relative of Nathan Drake, had been involved in it, and they're looking for something mysterious in the sand. It starts strong, but then it doesn't really seem to conclude. Once again, a lot of story threads just kind of dissipate. They were looking into the psychology of Nathan Drake and what propels him to, go after this treasure and hurt a lot of the people around him. I will say, though, that the ending, the very ending itself, is very familiar, but done better than the very ending of Uncharted 2.
I mean, maybe they were planning to wrap up a lot of those plot lines, but maybe they didn't have time, because this game, of course, came out 2 years after Uncharted 2.
And you know what? Even if they didn't have a lot of time, I don't think that anyone felt that just 2 years was all, that we had to have another Uncharted.
Right.
There seems to be something a little inappropriate on Sony's part to force this game out, to force this multiplayer on it that really does not seem appropriate to the game, and it seems a little bit more of a money grab, and Naughty Dog was caught in the process.
I think calling it a money grab might be a little too strong, because I think what the problem is with these sort of 10, 15-hour campaign games that people are doing, you buy them. We're all guilty of this. We buy them, we borrow them, and then we sell them back, because if it's just a 10 to 15-hour playthrough, you borrow it from a buddy for the weekend, and I think that's what they're trying to combat. Sony doesn't really have a lot of strong multiplayer franchises, and they're trying to push this in every game. So.
Right. Once Killzone couldn't become the Call of Duty
Right.
for the PlayStation 3, suddenly it was kind of put on. Looks like it was put on Naughty Dog to sort of carry this. I don't know if that's what hurt the single player, but an extra year I think could have changed it entirely.
Right. And less focus on the multiplayer. They could have focused entirely on the single player.
Exactly.
All right, guys. It is day 2 of the G4 Films Epictober Film Festival. If you have no idea what we're talking about, that's okay. Listen up.
There are new short films debuting on G4TV.com this week, and they each put a modern spin on a classic game.
Today's film takes on Mario Kart. Here is a little preview.
Hey, it's me, Mario.
You can see Kart Driver in yesterday's film The Hunt at G4TV.com/G4Films. Now, coming up on Next Play, we're going to take you inside the Saints Row, the 3rd Red Carpet event, and go on location for a studio tour of Zynga. And don't forget today's huge Gears of War giveaway. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Are your ears ringing? Do you smell almonds? If so, maybe you should see a doctor. Or perhaps you sense it is time for today's epic giveaway.
That's it. I thought I was going to have something that would hurt me. Today, one viewer will win a huge Gears of War 3 prize pack from Epic Games. Here's what you get. A replica Retro Lancer, which is 3.5 feet long. It was created from the actual 3D game data.
Plus, we're throwing in the Gears of War board game, a copy of Gears of War 3, and a poster. Every single one of these items has been autographed by the team at Epic Games. So if you love Gears or autographs, you definitely need this.
For a chance to win this Gears of War 3 swag, all you need to do is go to g4tv.com/Epictober. You can enter the drawing and read the fascinating official rules. Ho, ho, ho!
Have you read them?
They're fascinating. Yeah. It's so official.
If you want to stab a friend with a Retro Lancer, enter soon. The drawing ends at noon Pacific tomorrow.
Now, the Saints Row series often presents a weird dichotomy. Great open world gameplay, disgusting behavior.
Take Saints Row the Third. There is a huge red carpet party in Hollywood, and the revelation of a new Horde mode. That's spelled with a W.
You ready for this?
Some people claim that the Saints Row series is the true heir to GTA San Andreas. With its over-the-top action set pieces and amoral sandbox gameplay, we're inclined to agree. The third one comes out in a few short weeks, which is the perfect excuse for publishers to have a snazzy red carpet affair at the Supper Club in Los Angeles.
It's all about just fun. Like, we want to engage you right from the beginning with over-the-top moments, get you into the game, get you, like, laughing along.
It's almost an embarrassment of riches, you know what I mean? Wrestlers, virtual reality. It's pretty much a big playground. It's a lot of fun.
It's weird to think that the Saints Row series has a consistent storyline, but it's the truth.
Yeah, well, the Saints at the beginning of the game are celebrities. They're stars.
Can I get a picture with the boss?
They have TV shows and bobbleheads, and everybody knows of them. So, yeah, they want autographs.
Want me to sign your breasts?
Most of the celebrities at the Supper Club didn't consider themselves hardcore gamers, but they did have plenty of warm, fuzzy memories to share.
I played Atari, and I played Super Mario Brothers and Tetris. I loved Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Super Mario Brothers was a big one.
One of the ones I played a lot was Bubble Bobble. Not many people know what that was. You like ate bubbles.
Y'all need that new Humpty game too. Humpty game, you know, they go in the bathroom, humfa, 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 bofa.
Not sure what to say about that. Let's just pretend we didn't hear it.
My family had a Pong.
Speaking of naughty things, Saints Row the Third introduces us to Horde mode, which is their version of Horde mode. You know, it's spelled differently.
We have all these crazy, ridiculous things that we can't do in the campaign, like things that, you know, are even outside of reality for our over-the-top reality. And so that's the stuff we put into Horde.
Looks like they've somehow managed to top themselves again, all while reaching brave new lows. We'll have our full review for you when the game hits November 15th.
From what you've just seen, I'm sure you're able to surmise that Saints Row the Third is not your average video game. And if you can't, just let this exclusive Saints moment wash over you.
Saints Moments. Saints Moments!
After the break, we'll go on location for a look at WWE 12 and reveal brand new gameplay that you're not going to see anywhere else. Plus, find out where all that Facebook money goes when we get a studio tour of Zynga. We'll be right back.
Next time you're on Facebook stalking people, why not head over to our page? For everything gaming, just go to facebook.com/xplay and click like. Question, who's your favorite WWE superstar? The Miz, The Rock, Owen Hart? Well, I hope you pick Sheamus because he's all over this exclusive look at WWE 12. I've spent a lot of time watching sweaty dudes in Speedos grab each other suggestively. Also, sometimes I watch wrestling.
Oh no!
This November, THQ is releasing WWE 12, which is promising to be the best in the series. You want lots of match types? They've got them.
We actually have over 80 different match variations in the game. So some of the more popular matches that you'd expect to see, Hell in a Cell, Steel Cage, tables, ladders, and chairs, all that great stuff is in WWE 12. The game feels like a new experience.
The developers have added a feature that allows you to completely customize arenas and matches with an unprecedented level of control.
This year we've been able to add Crate and Arena, which has actually been a really big fan request. So this year in WWE 12, we give you just that. You can go in there and you can customize every single aspect of the ring.
If that weren't enough, you can hold a bake sale to raise money to buy pants for The Miz.
But there's no way that's gonna work.
Nah, that was a joke. But you can hit a guy in a wheelchair with a sledgehammer. Take that, Dark Souls.
What are you gonna do, huh? Hit a guy in a wheelchair? That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
But what would an X-Play preview be without some exclusive goodies for our fans? This time we have a look at some brand new footage of WWE superstar Sheamus in the game.
It's pretty cool, man. It's a great game. I mean, looking at the storyline, it's more advanced again, and it follows up this continuous storyline through. So as one feud ends, another one begins. Sheamus with the gold is very, very realistic in my view.
Based off of this footage, it looks like Sheamus is someone you don't want to mess with. Apparently, he's declared war on denim shorts and/or John Cena. We also learned another valuable lesson from this exclusive footage. Never turn your back on an ambulance.
King, the ambulance! Look at the ambulance!
The more you know. Anyway, wrestling is about more than just grappling and groin punches. You can play with Sheamus and friends when WWE 12 comes out November 22nd.
After the break, we'll go on location for a Zynga studio tour. I hope they know they're in the old TechTV building, which is cursed. More X-Play in just a minute. Welcome back. The X-Play offices used to allow pets. 3 snake bites and a face ripping later, that rule was changed. So it must be nice to work at a place like Zynga, where they have things like tea, standing desks, and dogs. Must be nice. Let's go on location and be jealous.
Hi everybody, my name is Marcus Siegel. I'm the COO of Game Studio Operations for Zynga San Francisco, and I'm thrilled to show you our new headquarters. We just moved in, and we don't even have a real sign yet.
Zynga, the studio famous for developing social networking games like Mafia Wars, Cityville, and Farmville, are taking us on a behind-the-scenes look at the new home of their first-ever sequel, Mafia Wars 2.
Everything we do is all about play and fun. Let's go ahead and get this tour started. Check this out. This is our brand new LED light tunnel. All of our guests and all of our employees walk through this on the way to work. And it's connected to Open Connect and Xbox, so any one of our developers can create a new program and change what we see every day when we come to work. I just hope that they don't give me a stroke. Hey, Bethke!
Zynga may seem like it's all fun and games, but at the core, brilliant minds are hard at work.
Welcome to the Mafia Wars 2 studio. Seated around me are the men and women responsible for all of the robbing, all of the mayhem, and all of the fun that you've been having in Mafia Wars 2. For those of you who haven't met my lady, Zoe, sure, at level 4, she didn't think much of me, but by level 10, she was mine. It's a battle royale. Dogs out here. Come here, dogs. Come here, Lucky. Just so you guys know what's going on, Barley rules the 5th floor with an iron hand. He is the capo de capo of dogs in Mafia Wars 2.
Bring your dog to work day is pretty much the norm at Zynga.
Where's that Purell? I have dog slobber on me.
But from what we've seen, nothing is that normal at this place.
There are two signs of a truly productive employee. The Swiss ball chair, where Henry's commitment to productivity and posture cannot be ignored, and the stand-up desk. How's it going, fellas? What are we working on?
Just playing games.
Not a bad way to earn a living. Sometimes after a long day on the farm, I like to just hang out with my buds here at the Zynga Bago.
Tomorrow on X-Play, a trio of epic role-playing games. We've got an exclusive look at the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and a review of Dark Souls and a demo of The Lord of the Rings: The War in the North. And on Halloween, we'll reveal the epic video game of Thrones.
To enter today's Gears of War 3 giveaway and embrace everything October, all you need to do is go to our website.
It's g4tv.com/epictober. And yes, the site is very epic.
Just like everything else.
Beowulf is there.
Thanks for watching
And the
X-Play.
sea serpent.